UK that was set up for trans people. And then initial stages, I spoke to friends, I spoke to people within the community just talking about it. And the first thing they said was that, well, great, but like, I don't think, to be fair, there's going to be enough trans people using it. So like, I think because it's not enough trans people, so maybe spread it, widen it to LGBT. It just picked up steam. Like, people just started contacting us, volunteers started to come to us, law firms started to ask to get involved, barrister chambers started to ask to get involved.
I remember the first time I came across it, I was lying in bed, scrolling through Twitter, I think it was, and it came up, and I was like, that is definitely something I want to be involved in. And then naturally I thought, how can that work in terms of me being involved? And I thought, in terms of having the biggest impact possible, why not try and get capital to support it as well? So that's what I did. We started the conversations internally to try and get approval for us to extend that support to you. And in terms of the work that we do, there's definitely room to do more. We're in the process of trying to build a network internally amongst ourselves to be able to take on more work as well. And that's a conversation that I hope we can continue to have in terms of what more I can do and we can do with capital to help you. But at the moment, I suppose it's limited to taking on referrals, or if somebody is dealing with any particular issues internally in their workplace, figuring out ways for them to navigate that, to try and identify their rights and also to find ways to effectively enforce them as well. Was it always the intention to build a network of lawyers then?
Yeah, it was always an intention to build a network of lawyers. The reason why we advise on all areas of law was because when I looked at clinics and knew of clinics, they would be, for example, housing law or employment law or an immigration drop law. They're always for a specific area of law for anyone. It wouldn't be a matter of identity. Yeah. So I thought, if you switch that around, if you're only going to give to or advise a certain part of society, a certain identity, then you would therefore have to advise on every area of law. You would just switch it around. Right. So that was the logic of that. We had 19 inquiries in our first 3 months. So 19 inquiries is approximately what we get now every 3 weeks.
How do you plan to manage the growth, assuming it continues?
The biggest thing for me from the beginning is to try and get some funding, because because I work full time. It's hard for me to do this as a full time job, which I often have to. I'd like to get somebody, and we could get funding to pay somebody to do to be a volunteer coordinator. It's just to try and get people to be able to
scale it.
Yeah, to scale it, and in the future, who knows what will happen? It could come to a point where we're able to employ a lawyer. You know what I mean? And actually a lawyer in a specific area of law, or lawyers. Who knows? So we're all doing it because we're passionate about it, and that's what the clinic is runs on. It runs on passion. It's not beautiful in a lot of ways because we should be able to exist without all just doing other jobs, and this stuff should be available in general. But just a very base primal sense, the idea that we're all just doing this because we want to,